For-profit colleges. You've probably seen the commercials.
Hey ladies, get up. Why can't you get an education for yourself?
I chose WyoTech because it's short, you're in and out.
You want to get to the next level? Everest can get you there.
But there's plenty of evidence to suggest these promises are lies, and the U.S. government has had to step in to clean up the mess. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan has announced the government will forgive federal loans for students who attended for-profit schools run by Corinthian colleges, one of the biggest for-profit chains. Corinthian colleges shut down all their campuses for good in April and declared bankruptcy after the government stopped giving them federal loans, which made up nearly 90% of their revenue. The news of loan relief could mean as many as 350,000 former Corinthian students could get a total of $3.5 billion back, but it's a long process. So what's up with for-profit education? The schools are run by private businesses worried about their bottom lines. Many are even publicly traded. Yes, public and private universities are crazy expensive too, but they're not operating to make investors rich at the expense of students. So what's the appeal? Well, for-profits say they offer quick degrees and more focused concentrations, but they often prey on people with few alternatives. The government's investigations of the Corinthian schools found that WyoTech, Everest, and Heald colleges overcharged and deceived students. Mackenzie Vasquez attended an Everest school and says as a naive 20-year-old who knew little about the education system, the school tricked her.
They basically take you in, they tell you what you want to hear, they sell you this huge dream, and they profit from it. They're profiting off of people's aspirations, their dreams. This is just a money-making business.
She's not the only one who fell for that dream. Enrollment at for-profits has gone up over the years. In 2014, 1.4 million students were enrolled in more than 1,300 schools across the country, a number that's doubled in the last decade. Even though that's just about 13% of all students nationwide, for-profit college students account for 31% of loan borrowers and half of loan defaulters. And that's just one way students are being taken for a ride. The Department of Education fined Heald College $30 million in April for inflating job placement rates. Some schools made it look like their job placement rate was 100% when it totally wasn't. On top of that, these schools are known to target the poor. California's Department of Justice obtained an internal Corinthian document showing that the colleges target potential students they call isolated individuals with low self-esteem who have few people in their lives who care about them. So this announcement to forgive loans for people like Vasquez, good news, right? Not in her opinion. She says the government should have stopped funding these schools years ago when they began investigating them.
They know that they're doing fraud, but yet you want us each individually to go through and submit these forms that take a huge amount of time, and then they want you to have lawyers. Well, how can I afford a lawyer if I can't even afford to pay back my loan? You know, so this is bogus. It's bogus.
Other politicians have come out against the Department of Education too, like Senator Elizabeth Warren. She says it ignored the signs of mismanagement at these colleges and even kept them in business. So when public funding for education has gone down and others are making a profit from it, is it time this country rethinks how it does higher ed? Student loan debt in the U.S. is big business, but just how big is big? $1.2 trillion.